So it's the first day of muzzleloader. We finally got some snow. We went through the entire Wisconsin rifle season without getting any tracking snow whatsoever. So we're gonna get after it. Got ourselves a bear track going across the road here. It appears that the wolves are all over this area. Holy smokes, look at all the tracks. So I'm counting all the straight lines here. That's a pack of 12 wolves running up the road right now. The thing I don't like about when wolves are running up the road like this is that they'll go for miles at a time, and it really muddies up the road, so it's easy to just drive right over a big buck track because these wolf prints are going all over, and they'll run side to side and go in all kinds of directions. Man, I wish this track was a little more fresh. That looks like a pretty good sized deer. Probably the best one I've seen so far. But boy, that is pretty old and snowed in. That's not a bad looking buck. Width-wise of the track, his track looks pretty wide, looks pretty heavy. I would like for him to be pressing a little bit heavier on the dew claws, but when I do see the dew claws, they're as wide as the track. He might be high heeling just a little bit, but he's got that swagger to him that looks like a big buck. I think that's one to keep a good eye on here today. My only concern at this point is just he's headed in the general direction of some private land. Private land's probably about a mile or so away. Potentially be going to somebody's corn pile. So, you know, if he's headed up that direction, it could get pretty tough. I'll see if I can't scrounge up anything better, but that's probably going to be option number one at this point. Check out that bear track. Wow. He's just walking right down the road. Found a set of tracks coming across the road here, and it looks pretty darn good, but it's a little old. I can't even really get a good gauge on what his track actually looks like. It looks like about a 3-inch track, but man, I mean, going right along the edge of this pond here all by itself, it's gotta be a buck. All right, so we're back at this track, the big track I found earlier with the nice swagger. I drew a line from that track to this track and from that track to the one back here. And you can see that line is about 9 inches apart. So from outside to outside, he's probably pushing 11 inches. 1, 2. So it's a walking track. I think we're gonna go for it. It's a cold one. It's about 11 degrees right now. All right, let's do this. Well, that track was a bust. The track looked like every other deer's track in the woods, so it was probably not as big as I was hoping it was going to be. Feeding in a couple spots, and I didn't even see any antler marks or nothing, which doesn't always indicate the size of the buck, because sometimes they just have shorter beams, or they have a rack that goes up. Just wasn't big enough. I'm kind of back to ground zero now. I had a couple other options, but none of them looked real huge. Guess I'll just keep plugging away here with whatever time I got left during the day and see what happens. I found what I believe is a pretty solid track. I mean, that's a pretty good track. It's not super fresh, but good enough that we'll go on it. We'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, we got more rubs right here. Oh. And another rub. We're definitely on a buck. Holy smokes. We got our first bed here. Half a step. Well, that didn't take long to freshen him up. I was expecting him to be like a couple miles ahead of me. I thought I heard some noise when I was up on the hill. I had a grouse that flew, but right away I was like, oh, was that the buck? The grouse landed in a tree right up over here, and then that thing boogered out of there. Skedaddled right up the hill up there. He was right down this like marshy kind of stuff. Not sure what he's got for headgear. I mean, he seems to be walking like a nice buck. I mean, I'd like to at least get a look at him, you know. There's 2 rubs within 10 yards of this buck's bed, so this buck is using this area pretty frequently. With all the rubs I saw over there and then the rubs down here, he's in here a lot. I'm pretty fortunate that I was able to catch up to him so soon. Now the hunt begins.
Big Woods hunters need gear to withstand the elements, and Big Woods Bucks has what you need. To learn more about our wool hunting and outdoor gear, go to bigwoodsbucks.com.
Dirty dog took me through this crap here, and I come popping through there just real slow as I can, and I hear thump, 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 thump. You know, he just ran away. I was only about 20 yards away from him. Shoot. No view though. To be that close, I mean, it was thicker than snot. I was just right over there. Walking all along. I mean, he's just sitting right there underneath that tree right over there. You know, that's what these bucks do. They get into this garbage crap here. You can't see 2 feet in front of you. You can't climb through it. You make a ton of noise. I probably should have tried calling him out. That's what I should have done. Got into that thick stuff and he was walking. I'm like, he's going to be bedded close. If I had tried calling, maybe I could have got him to come out. Shoot. He's kind of running towards the direction of a road, so I'll probably follow for a little bit, but I think it's a lost cause now. Oh, man. It's tough. It's tough.